and welcome to Suduce Me, the otome. I know this is very quick for a part 2. It usually takes like a month for me, but I'm like, why can't I just do another one? Because it's actually simpler, and I don't want to edit part 1 right now because it's an hour long. So, and I didn't realize that. Anyways, let's get back in. Oh, what is going on? Why the hell are you in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? I can help exploring, but after being taken advantage of and being left in a mush state, my words escaped without filter. I definitely scared the men around me, even the man who just kissed me. Wait a second, the guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss!
It was only a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. It meant nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss? Ow! Hey! What was that for?
I know first kisses aren't exactly full of amazing sparkles or something out of a fairy tale, but at least I expected was it more to be something forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
Yeah, you can. You're some vampire people. Ask him for apology. You should at least apologize. That would suffice. As to himself, he muttered something under his breath.
Why do I always look like the bad guy? Apologies aren't my forte, but I'll try my best. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
Yeah, you did, Kenton. He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just, I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and...
What the...
What am I saying?
Difficult to what? Well, it's okay. I don't get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology, though. I can't believe it really wasn't that good of an apology.
No problem.
Anyways, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning, I take Taekwondo when I was 5. I think I bricked again. Time to get back to the main issue. What exactly are you guys doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What? What do you mean? You can't just barge into people's homes. This is a reverse Daibolik Lovers.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
Okay, Goldilocks. The last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property, although, considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious, even though I don't see them. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
You're vampires. Well, not normal. Are you guys demons or vampires or something? I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently. So they are...
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Oh. Not as cool as vampires. Incubi, the fabled demons that exist to hunt humans just to make them sex-crazy monsters? The mythological beings that could look like anyone just to get in your pants? The imaginary monsters you only see in movies or TV?
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
I wish you were vampires.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
Why couldn't you guys be freaking vampires? Right again. But it was funny while it lasted. Time to cut the joke short. You guys are vampires, not incubus. There was no way they existed. It was practically impossible. They were vampires.
Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
Prove it. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly
Very
regretted
well.
it.
Eric, go ahead.
Very well.
Be quiet, Leto.
My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it. And maybe you'll even want more.
No. What? No. Once again, I was lost in a pool of common serenity, staring into Eric's eyes. I felt waves of heat coursing through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. Couldn't help but nod and agree to his offer, even though I said no. Yeah, no. Sir, this is a Wendy's? With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest. My mind was sent spinning into a heated passion of field pleasure, yet I could feel my body drain from the energy as he
All
kissed
right,
me.
that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
As he pulled away, he left me in a mental mush pool. I felt weak on my knees, despite my will demanding me to stand up straight in front of these people before me. The world began to spin as I tried to speak. I think I'm gonna vomit.
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Damien sounds the coolest out of all of them. I named a character named Damien.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
I couldn't believe it. Incubi? Real? It all span around my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, remaining my body, the touch. Ew! Although I began to feel the smooth silk around me and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Huh? Where the heck am I? I woke myself in an unfamiliar place. Where was Mom? Where was that lady? That dude? I was pretty sure that it wasn't in my room. Oh wait, I lived in my grandfather's house now. The old man. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. I was still in my clothes that I arrived in the house in, but laying in a silk-covered bed. I remembered coming in that afternoon, so why it was nighttime already. Suppressing a yawn, I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order some food for delivery. I was... shoot. Yeah, I'm awake. Ha! Since when was he standing here? And who the heck is he? A guy in my bedroom, did he? There's no way! Huh. I think I was saying my thoughts out loud. Why should I be apologizing to a stranger who only said 2 words since I woke up? Wait, he looked eerily familiar. And then it all came back to me. An incubus. He was an incubus. Him and his brothers came for refuge, and 2 of them kissed me and I fainted. And how are things going to end up like this? Oh! I leaned against the far wall, looking at me. My heart began to race as I thought of the endless list of possibilities this situation brought me, like in Daibolik Lovers, where the dude, I forgot his name, was like, "Yo, girl, you woke up? Let me bite you." I hated the thought of being under, especially in a bathroom. I'm gonna be calm. Took a deep breath. I was sure that if any of them wanted to take advantage of me, they would have done it already. Yeah, I'm awake now.
That's good.
Wait, is that heart thing a good thing or a bad thing? I saw a small form of a smile on his face, which made me blush a bit. Why, though? One thing concerned me, though.
I'm not going to use my powers on you.
You have a nice voice. Huh? How?
I can read minds. It's an ability I was born with. Each of us has a different ability, outside of our usual mind-altering powers.
Great. Even more surprised as I get worried about a situation I was in. I see. How long have I been asleep?
For a few hours. It's already gotten quite dark outside.
Well, where are all the others?
My brothers are downstairs, cleaning up the blood from the lobby floor. And making you dinner as an apology.
Oh, that's unexpectedly sweet.
Oh, it's the least we can do after invading your home, and 2 of us using our powers on you.
You're nicer than the Daibolik Lovers people. You've got a point. Right, I've forgotten about that. This still irked me that I have practically been taken advantage of this point. Even if they were demons, it was kind of rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. I wasn't some kind of human plaything, like the boys in Daibolik Lovers do. I'm so sorry. Please, Michelle, don't kill me. I'm just like making fun of Daibolik Lovers because I'm broke and can't play the game. All this seemed pretty unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels or otome games like Daibolik Lovers Naomi used to read. I wish I could have just went back to sleep and forgotten about all this. Maybe I should have called the police on them. Then I would never have to land myself in this situation.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
Yeah, I think so. Wow!
Trust me, I won't let you go.
Oh dang, he looks ugly. I wish he had more poofy hair. I like poofy hair. I love poofy hair. I'm not sure about this.
I promise.
Oh, okay, I trust you.
Good.
I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong. I weigh 100 pounds.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
I decided to close my mouth for the time being, that I wouldn't weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. He didn't seem to mind carrying me or listening to me talk, so at least things weren't so strange. Damien seemed quite quiet and calm about things, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was some sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me. It wasn't lustful, it was more admiration. Dude, I've known you for 10 seconds. Once we reached the lobby, I decided I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strong as he was, it was like he was carrying nothing. I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that would be mortifying. Thank you for carrying me, but I think I can walk myself now. Not saying that, I mean I like to, not in a weird way, of course, but I get all carried around all the time. What I'm saying is that it was really nice of you to do that. I started to fumble around my words again, real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
Alright, see ya. He gently lowered me to the ground and walked off quietly, disappearing into the shadows of the lobby.
Oh, hi!
Oh, it's you. Suddenly a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He seemed vaguely familiar. Oh wait. You're Matthew Patel, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
No, I'm fine. I'm sure of it. I must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
It's okay. After all, I did hit Sam after what he did. And about Eric, he's just Laito Sakamaki, so, you know, I suppose that you guys aren't vampires. I wonder how exactly I got myself into this mess. First that old man, and then the fight with that dude, and blowing up Blizzard. And now this. I certainly had a knack for getting myself into sticky situations.
Oh, I have an idea.
He shoved his hand in his pockets with a cheery grin.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
Oh, you can see murderous little cutie! Oh my gosh, he's so cute and murderous! Oh, what is that exactly? He smiled as to wave it off, but when he opened his eyes and saw it was holding, he froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
Adorable! he produced from his socket was a his socket was a creepy looking doll.
What is that?
It's a cutie patootie. I love it. Hi, you cutie. I'm naming you Scott. Hi, Scott. His face paled considerably as he dropped Scott onto the floor, scooting away from him frantically.
Get it away from me! It might be possessed by a demon or something!
Aren't you guys demons? Anyways, Scott's adorable.
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
Or my dreams. He's so cute. He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. Aw, it's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. I think I'll keep it.
But it looks so creepy.
It's the thought that counts, right? You just wanted to cheer me up after all. I picked up Scott and looked at it closely. Sure, Scott looked pretty weird at first, but Scott was a cutie patootie and my new Pookie Bear. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's good to see you smiling, even though the thing I made still kind of creeps me out. Anyway, you should come with me to the dining room. We're almost finished with the food, and, well, I don't mean to brag, but we're pretty decent chefs.
Sounds great. Lead the way. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
Excuse you. I have a name, bitch.
Should we really care?
Sam, I
Yeah, you
will roast
should
that
care.
tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
Oh, it's not okay. He looks like Kenton.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was Scott getting in my head and distracting me. Oh, that's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned we were making dinner as an apology. Oh, you didn't tell him. Have
We
to.
insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
It's called throwing it away. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit exaggeratedly to me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with various foods and electric sections of cuisine. One portion of the table was filled with elegant placed Asian foods, and other portion with yummy-looking desserts. And there was yet more plates I could possibly imagine. Well, that's a lot of food, and it looks all good. Sadly, I don't eat that much.
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
Shut up, Eric.
That's enough, Eric.
See?
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his powers, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but beside that, he was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he seemed to really hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Oh, well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Okay, but this is gonna last a long time. Yo, sure. I'll put it briefly. I just moved here
That
today.
explains the luggage you brought in when you came through the front doors. By the way, we put your belongings in the room you were sleeping in. That seems to be the master bedroom, I believe.
Thanks. This house is really big, and I didn't explore the entirety of the estate when I was a child, and I didn't explore it because you guys made me pass out.
You lived here before?
Nope. Truth be told, this is some old man's house. I used to visit him all the time when I was younger.
May I ask why you now live in your grandfather's house?
He isn't my grandfather. He passed away yesterday, and I got his will, and yeah, he gave me this big house.
My condolences. It seems like you don't like the idea of living here.
Oh, I really like the house, and I have fond memories here at the estate, but it's kind of weird to explain, especially when it comes to getting kidnapped on the streets by some people, and then they call me their parents.
How do you feel about it?
Certainly wasn't expecting this question, but in a good way. It was differently from what I heard the entire day at school. I appreciated the fact he was willing to listen. I feel angry, sad, scared, confused. It's hard to picking out the different emotions I'm feeling right now. I wish I was
You
stronger.
don't have to be strong.
What do you mean?
I understand that you're going through a difficult time, so it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to be strong at all.
Okay, you want to be my therapist?
Are you all right? There seems to be a small bruise on your cheek.
He caught me off guard with this compliment. Oh my gosh, I love the bruise. I thought no one would have noticed something as small as that. Oh, I'm fine. He stopped, leaned in close, a bit too close for comfort, or maybe it was just me, inspecting my face. He really was quite tall, having to bend over so much to look at me right in the face. It was hard to look at him, especially when he was close. After a few seconds, he straightened up and began to walk again.
Well, if you're having any problems, I'm always here to listen.
That's really kind of you to offer that. No, I don't.
My pleasure. Here's your seat.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
No. Eric was very charming and annoying. His smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me was designated him as the charmer of them. Yet there was a little distance in his eye. No eyes. This is one eye.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
Huh? Oh yeah, I didn't believe you guys were. I thought you guys were vampires. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I mean, you don't have to get up and grab a kiss for no reason.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
You're very forward, sir. Suddenly, Eric leaned in and
I
whispered in
won't
my
lie,
ear.
though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
I was torn between smacking him and trying to play cool. I just want to smack the dude. I just want to. Please. Please let me smack. Smack the ass like a drum. Till it go. Smack him.
No! That's going to sting.
Yee! Sorry, I panicked.
No, I was expecting that.
I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatic
I made
sweep of his
almost
arms.
all of the dishes myself.
Lies. Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face instantly turned
And
that
I'm the
of a
queen of
frown.
the Nile.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Ooh.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Ooh. Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably from siding with Eric. He annoyedly swiveled back at Eric to comfort
I'm
him.
not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Ooh, kinda too complex.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Ooh, ha 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 ha. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel the way he was much more mature than others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
Ha! No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
I'll slap you again.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously. You're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. He took over Castiel's place right after. He had this big, tough act. It was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. But were there more to him than that?
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Say it.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
Ooh.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
I'm Josie.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
They were all comfortable around me, despite my awkward situation we were in. It was as if they were natural for them to be around humans. I guess that's how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Excuse me. All at once, they looked at me. I didn't know why, but having them all look at me made me feel kind of important. Like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
I wanted to thank you for the food. No, I can't read it. No. Understand? It's like being told a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house is perfectly understandable.
How do we explain?
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. How is that difficult to understand?
Who pissed in his Cheerios? No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits.
Like from Gem and the Holograms? Universal appeal.
So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
That's fine, I guess so. So you're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Huh, me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
What about asexual people? Still in shock about their powers. It just wasn't that I gave them a power. It was anything physical. No wonder I was out for a while. These incubi intrigued me, but at the same time, I could almost hear a warning siren going off in my head going, red flag, red flag. Anything I'd like to know? Well, what do you guys plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here, and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
Yeah, and who are you gonna beat up with your weak little nerd arms, huh? Huh? They make me look like I have muscles. At the moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I suddenly felt sorry for them for some reason. They couldn't possibly survive out there. If they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's homes, and they probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff, they would probably cause chaos all over town. Or on the flip side, they could take it first questioning and being poked and procated in a lab like frogs for research. That was even worse. I knew what was happening because I'm a frog. I'm a sad froggy. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. I was standing alone. The entire classroom was filled with laughter and chatter, but then I stood up in the midst of it, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrancy while I stood there. On the plus side, it wasn't engaged in any drama that could have arisen, like scribbling on somebody's paper, or for revenge, or kicking someone too hard. It was just kind of nice standing back and watching things pass by and life go on. I had long before convinced myself I preferred being alone, and like I often said to myself for encouragement, yeah, I wanted to be alone, and no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself. But there was a certain bitterness to that, coupled by being alone, which made me feel so sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely. Just didn't feel it at that moment. And even after that moment, the two people were the only ones to turn to. I was so lonely. So I decided right then I was going to see my old man, and I didn't care if he wanted to take me. I would walk on my way over there to see what he had to say about it. I had never seen him before that. What better than to see him then? If no one was going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have to turn to. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I armed with only the scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. A 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas, so I became lost. And like when I feel lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed against the wall, eyes looking at the strangers passing by, and like people continued to pass by, life go on. I was sadder than ever. I had ended up in the station I was originally in. Nothing had changed, though that I was silly for even thinking I could change with my own hands. And that until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hon, is that you?
I looked and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. And at that moment, things began to change. Life became more rusty joints, and I realized that things were moving along. Suddenly, I had to become part of the crowd that moved like the blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed. I had changed, because the very person who was that day was my old man. I had the perfect opportunity to help them, though, would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't exactly sure if it was the best idea. After all, 5 incubus in my house wouldn't get them an arrangement I imagined when I first moved in. There was a matter of making sure that no one found out about their powers. Thinking about them as lab rats made my stomach queasy. Even passed for humans. How I could explain having guys living in my house. Imagine if my friends came over, they'd practically think I was part of the harem or something. Like in Daibolik Lovers! Oh my god! Oh god, imagine my parents come over. I think that woman would faint. Who knows what he would do? But he would have them arrested on the spot. Ugh, this was hard. Maybe I should have written out a pros and cons list before having to make this
Don't
decision.
worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
It's strange when I remembered what that old man said to me when I was little, but it kind of made sense. They weren't in the exact situation I was before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would be easy coincidence, and also make me a bit happy to give them, as weird as it sounded, clenching my hand in a fist, strengthening my resolve to speak up. Well, you could.
What was that, lovely lady?
That was
Spit it out already.
You could stay with me if you like. As soon as I finished my sentence, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads for my words, but the silence in the air cut like a knife until I finally spoke up one more. It seems like you all needed a place to stay, and well, I just moved into this giant house, so it seemed like it made sense. It was still quiet in the room, so I decided to keep talking. If you like to stay here, though, there are 2 things I need you all to follow.
Yes?
First of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guest that comes over. We'll save for enemies, but you get the
That
drift.
sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to help me with errands around the house. This place is kind of big, so yeah.
That is a generous offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
It's alright, really. I mean, I just started living here myself, so I would appreciate some help around the house.
A wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
They all seem to like the idea, except for Sam. And hey, I didn't really hate the idea either, even if they weren't vampires. It wasn't exactly having 5 guys help me take care of the house. The restaurant, 5 guys. Just given the orders, the rules I just laid down.
Fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
Also beautiful. If you need a bedfellow.
No.
Eric, knock it off.
I was happy they agreed. It's the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that sucked. I was happy they agreed. Maybe it was because I wasn't going to be lonely for a while. Maybe it was because they needed help and wanted my help. People was fulfilled. I wouldn't never
So
be sure.
what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to shuffle themselves in the food with the table. I noticed James' eyes twitching in irritation, so I stiffed my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
I almost couldn't hold it in. So then, I looked back at Damien, who had been silent the whole time. He was leaning against the far wall, moving his lips almost silently to the empty space behind him out of curiosity. I looked the same way as I found nothing
It's
there.
nothing.
Huh? I looked back to see Damien look at me, his normal blank face. I couldn't help but stare back, the feeling of a rent tin of embarrassment spreading across my face. As I stared, Damien gave me a small smile and closed his eyes, returning to his thoughts. I'm gonna end the episode here because I don't have any knowing of how much time I spent on this episode. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. Go subscribe, hit that like button, that bell button, and ring the notification bell. And my 1-year anniversary of this channel is coming up in a few months, so if it can get to 100 or not, I'd be really happy. Anyways, check y'all in the next episode. Bye!